They are heating this place up. They're covering things up. This looks like a huge rib cage. Pushing through. There's a lot coming through. They are painting it on thick. They don't want you seeing this exoskeletal piece that's sticking out right here, waving at the world. For those of you who can see, that's exoskeletal. This thing's cruising across the sky, going from west to east. And they are doing everything they can to try to cover it up and heat us up. This looks like a breastplate up here. I have regular footage of it as well. I'll post in the community to show you if you have a hard time seeing. It's probably a big exoskeleton face. There are like face things up there, craft. And if you're new here, I'm a supernatural paranormal channel showing you what's going on around you, just whether you're able to see or not. That is exoskeletal in here. You can see it pushing through, especially right in, where's my finger? Right in here. The whole thing, right, trying to cover it up. And that started out like over here. You know, it's moving at quite a few knots. And then, you know, you got these dudes out here wanting to cover it up, and it's heating it up out here. So I bet you the crime rate went up a bit in Massachusetts. Like, really looking at that, like, what a bunch of Jodos. Yeah, you know, 911's gonna be interrupted for so many hours. It's like the damn purge. You know, can you imagine how much crime uptick was? Unfortunately, to have to think like that, but, you know, no one can get a hold. Actually, it almost looks like a scroll right here. But no one can get a hold, like, it told, you know, the shady ones, basically, here you go. That kind of looks like a profile of a face in here. Like, that's a nose. Oh, my friend, she just got a plant. This place killed her roses with spray. Seems to be a running theme in this realm. Yeah, they're coming from the east, going right across. Like, there's some, you can't really see it, but believe me, it's there. This is rising in the east. You know, this really has been here since, well, let's start with some say, depends on who you listen to. And I feel like sometimes others try to categorize me in the misinformation. Listen, I'm just going on what I research and find out, and you do what you want with it. I'm not here to misinform anybody. Let's just put that out there. This is just things I interest me, paying attention to, because it affects our world, affects our soul. And in the 50s, Science Weekly, I think that magazine was. I don't even know if it exists anymore. You know, Ra, ISIS, right up the west coast. Nibiru, you know, there are all kinds of different names for it, but it's Isis and Ra with the wings, the Messiah, however you know, whatever you call it for you, but it rose underneath the west coast, and they took pictures of it. All right, that was in the 50s. And then in 80 or 81, they published it in the newspapers. The Heavenly Ones Return. Huge article on it. It like took up the whole center of the newspaper. I think it was a Saturday or Sunday edition back in the 80s. And it was how the Heavenly Ones returned. The Sumerian kings, they've been here the whole time, so not since 2000s. Something shifted clearly for this to push through more for us to see and realize what the heck's going on here. But like when you look back at just footage of whatever, and you pay attention to the sky, yeah, there's a footage of it. Absolutely. We just maybe didn't know what we were looking at the time, or we just knew. This is for those who, like, you've just always paid attention to the sky. Like, you know, being the kid laying on the ground, looking up at the sky, knowing that God's there. You know what I mean? Like that. That's who I'm talking to. Or anyone else that resonates with what I'm saying, but they've been here the entire time. So it's not since just, some feel like 2007, some say, 2012, which clearly something went on there for that kind of alignment to happen magnetically, electromagnetic field, however, all those words, supernaturally, and which is science as well. Doesn't get discussed enough. They still keep the paranormal world and the scientific world weirdly separate, even though you use scientific equipment to measure the paranormal supernatural activity, which they do every day worldwide. But hey, who am I, right? Hi, Gata. So this has been here the whole time. It's just whatever is happening with the sky will roll like a scroll. I mean, Enki and Enlil, they appeared like physically. I have footage of it somewhere. Enki appeared right in the sun. It was so freaking clear, and I filmed it, and it was just undeniable. And then I have footage of the seven-headed dragon when you could get all the seven heads in at that time, because it was further out, however that works, versus this stuff's right on top of us now. And where was I going with that? Anyway, something going on with the magnetic energy that, like, it's spinning through our world, or maybe it's this technology we have now with the paranormal, because it's all connected. All this equipment, all these Wi-Fi stuff, and your phone, and like that's paranormal, supernatural, but yet it's electronic. It's way higher level than this world wants to keep everything separate and teach you separately. Like, they're not going to tell you, wow, you know what, a big world ship, whatever you want to call it, spins right through us. You know, you're living on a carcass. They don't teach you that in school. They want you to think you're on this round ball zooming through space. And you're a weirdo if you don't comply. And then you learn, like, oh, hey, no, we're on a carcass. Like, because you see it. You can see, like, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I mean, your dead skin falls off. That's basically all this right here. Larger scale. It's all biological. That will be, yeah, yes, that will be a sign for sore eyes that have not been, whatever, not seen for whatever reason. I agree with that. It's going to be shocking. I think even clearly for those of us who are, seeing it, pulling it through and showing and just witnessing it is all activation for the chakras and the pineal gland, and for those who are supposed to wake up. Like, I've seen the rib cage around this place. I've filmed the rib cage. Okay, oh yeah, back to Enki and Enlil and the seven-headed dragon. I could see one of them on the seven-headed dragon, and it was wild. And I have footage of that too. And at that time, I got all seven heads. And then now, the heads are literally over the coastlines. And maybe that has to do with the seven sectioning off. I don't know. It's bigger than they're gonna ever tell the general public. It's up to, like, people like me and you that just, I don't know, in tuned. But that is like ribs in here. But yet it's some kind of breastplate. And I don't know what it is, but it's definitely got the structure of ribs. Like, this would be the lower lumbar spine in here. All right, these would be your discs with my finger. Okay, your disc, and then, oh my God, my brain does not want to work right now. Your spinal cord, your spinal column, going all the way up. your lumbars, basically. So that would be like a lumbar, okay? And in between is a space, just like our spine. It's the same thing. These are smaller, maybe more like a cervical or lower lumbar to an our body, but like you're looking at it in a bigger scale of things because it's really there, and they really don't want you to see it. They're going out full balls to the wall to cover this up because I think it's some kind of calcium. You know, and I can see a big being there. And these fallen angels, they're very bony. They're very bony. Not all of them, but like they're like the Dementors. Really big. It's not it's not like it's just Harry Potter. No, man, where do you think she got it from? You really think that lady thought up all that magic herself? Mm-mm. Come on, that had a lot of detail to it for some lady sitting on, and she sat on a train and wrote a book. So anyway, it was a meant to be thing for those who are drawn to things that they call magic here. It's really there for us to tap into. But, again, look at, this is like, this piece in here is interesting. Let me try this gator. Look at that. I mean, I see it, but on my screen, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. Yeah, they're heating this stuff up. Look at that. This is solid, by the way, if you can't tell. If you can't tell, I don't even know if anyone can hear me, but that's solid. I wish I had eclipse glasses. I mean, just for a second. Not gonna really, I don't think it's gonna do much. I'm gonna try. Oh, it's because what I was saying was on point. They love doing that to my channel. It's okay. It's all good. Look at this thing up there. Come on now, that's not clouds. That is not clouds. They're heating this place up. Gotta go.